But a few days later, literally, I woke up, and you know that real kind of magic, before you're fully aware, you're still kind of in the sleep, you're not quite awake. Sometimes amazing things happen at that time, or you know, something comes to you. Anyway, in that time, boom, this popped into my mind. Messy gratitude. What the heck does that mean? Messy gratitude? Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I thought, oh my God, that's an interesting little phrase. And then the very next Sunday, I was here and Thomas was speaking. I'm not sure if you remember his talk on having all your ducks in a row. Oh, yeah. And you know, during that, when he was speaking about how life, you know, doesn't always work out the way we thought, I remember on my 40th birthday, I was talking with my mom on the phone. And, you know, sure and confident, you know, 40-year-old. And my mom says, kind of wistfully, you know, when I was 40, I thought I knew everything. And I thought, yeah, I do. What's she talking about? Anyway, since then I've experienced lots of messiness in my life, for sure. But when Thomas was giving this talk, he actually used the word messy about life. And I thought, oh, now that's interesting. First, messy gratitude pops into my mind. And then it's not a common word, I don't think, anyway. And then Thomas uses this word the very next Sunday. So I said yes to Thanksgiving, and I said yes to messy gratitude. Now, I'm not saying I was happy with this title. A little argument. No, I actually didn't have an argument with Spirit, because this is the deal that I made 25 years ago. My job is to stay awake, pay attention, listen, be open, and then act on what I hear, what comes to me. And so that's what I heard that, and I thought, okay, I'm going to act on it. I'll take the Thanksgiving talk. Didn't have a clue what that meant, but, you know, it did intrigue me. And I was a little curious about what would come when I got to sit with that phrase for a number of weeks. Well, one of my go-to scriptures, you know, I used to choose a scripture every year to really use in my daily meditation and just kind of see what it's about. It's my way of making friends with the Bible. And so I took this one from 2 Thessalonians, because, you know, in ministerial school, you kind of got to, you know, make an attempt to be friends with the Bible. So this one came to me, and, you know, I saw this one. I thought, oh, now this is interesting. Rejoice always, pray unceasingly, give thanks in all circumstances, from 2 Thessalonians. So that was so challenging to me. I actually kept that for about 5 years. So there's 3 parts to it, but we're going to just look at the last part, give thanks in all circumstances. And that's where the messy part comes in. Because it doesn't say, give thanks when things turn out the way you thought, or people gave you what you wanted, or everyone agreed with your idea. It says in all circumstances. And some circumstances can be pretty messy. So, you know, I shared this topic, this title, with the Spiritual Enrichment and Activity Group in Comox Valley, which is where I live. And Judy Murakami sent me a little kind of cartoony kind of thing. And it said, things I'm grateful for. Muddy footprints. Grateful for my children. Dirty dishes. Thankful for the food. Construction on my street. Grateful I have a street. Bathroom to clean. I have indoor plumbing. Working through a disagreement. Grateful that I have people in my life. You get the drift, right? So messiness, it means we're alive. It means we are engaged in the world. It means we're part of something. It could be that we are in relationship with a family, with a single person, with a group, with an organization. You can ask anybody who has contributed their time to an organization, probably everybody here. It can get messy. And spiritual communities are not exempt. I remember a number of years ago, I don't know how many years ago it was now, when this Nanaimo group purchased this property. And I read about it in the newsletter, and then winter came, and I remember getting an email saying please dress warmly this Sunday because our furnace is not working. I thought, oh, like minister's nightmare, right? Please come to church, but just dress up because it's freezing cold in here. So we can all agree that messy happens. The question is, how do we react to it? What do we do with it? It is an invitation for us to detach from appearances. And why do we get this invitation? So that we can stand in compassion and forgiveness and understanding and gratitude, which makes room for the good to appear. We say one presence, one power, one love, everywhere present all the time. That means all the time. Now, there's a big difference between detachment and resignation. You know that saying, it is what it is? So I think the idea behind that saying was that, everything's fine. It's all good. It is what it is kind of a neutral statement. This is just the way it is. But have you ever noticed that it's never used when things are going super great? I won tickets to a concert. It is what it is. I got a call from an old friend. It is what it is. No, it's not. We do not use it. The statement is neutral, but we do not use it in all circumstances. We only use it when we're disappointed about something or things didn't go the way we thought they would go, which is kind of resignation. It's not the same as saying neutral. So can we open up to the good, to be grateful as easily in the good times, in the good parts of our lives, as well as the not so great parts of our life? There's a beautiful song by Daniel Nemod, and the chorus goes like this. Thank you for the blessings of the day, for the winter and the warm, for the light and the shadow, for the triumphs and the trials, for the smile and the sorrow, for the peace and the conflict, for the silence and the song, for the calm and the confusion, for the winter and the warm. Good words to think about. All of it. Be thankful for all of it. The storms, the conflict, the sorrow, the trials, the shadows. We are here on this earth not to avoid pain, avoid confusion, avoid conflict. We are here to face it. And honestly, not only just face it, but move into it. Move into it so that we can contribute to the healing of it. And so how do we do that? I think Kyle has a slide he's going to put up. Yay! Oh, good. Thank you, Kyle. Don't get upset for the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. I was driving through Ladysmith, and right where I parked my car, this was in the window. Don't get upset for the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. It was on a gym. But I thought, this is another one. It's like, stay open, pay attention. I took a picture of it, obviously, which I rarely do. I got my phone out, took a picture of it. And I thought, I think this is true for life as well as the gym. So do we want to have peace in the world? Do we want to have harmony in our lives? Do we want our beautiful planet to be safe and protected? So how would any of those come about when we make no effort towards bringing them into manifestation? We can just sit back and want those things and then be upset because they're not happening. But where is our effort? What are we doing? I see collectively here as Unity Vancouver Island that we are being part of the effort. We are visibly and vocally standing for reconciliation, for healing, for love, for peace in a variety of arenas and in many different areas. We can ask ourselves, what am I doing as an individual? So when I get this question, it's like, so don't get scared, don't be scared. It doesn't have to be really big and earth-shattering and affect millions of people. You're probably familiar with a quote from Mother Teresa. Do small things with, anybody know? Great love. Do small things with great love. So I did a small thing on September 30th. I was really touched. I was here when Lawrence spoke the week before. I was really touched by what he said. And I felt called to step visibly and actively into the reconciliation and healing journey we are now on with our Indigenous sisters and brothers. So on the day of Truth and Reconciliation, I wore an orange t-shirt that says, "Every child matters." I've never worn a t-shirt in my entire life. Not just as a fashion statement, but I've been to concerts, I could have bought the t-shirt, Grateful Dead, I've been to all kinds of concerts. I've been all over the world. Unity Village has beautiful t-shirts. I've never bought one. It's just not my thing to wear any statement, right? But on this occasion, I took a step in support of Truth and Reconciliation, and I bought and I wore the t-shirt. And I participated in the Unity Canada event that happened online, and then I participated in the Spirit Walk that we had in the Comox Valley, and I wore my t-shirt. And I wore that orange t-shirt for the whole day, in my grocery store, in the gas station, walking on the streets. It's pretty hard to miss. I was making a statement. It was a small step, but a very important first step for me. So take some kind of step. Move towards what you want to see in the world. Do something. Take action on what you notice. We all notice different things. And there's lots to be noticed on the planet right now, in our world. We don't need to do it all. Just pay attention to what calls to you, what you notice, and then take some action on it and move in that direction. It could be signing a petition about cutting down our precious old growth forest. It could be supporting a society that is about, I know there's a society about this, for the safety of foster children. Perhaps children is something that you're drawn to. Or taking some food to the food bank. These are small steps that each one of us can do. And of course, organizationally, we can, and we are doing much more. So that's the outer steps. But what about in here? We're going to sing the song, Our Thoughts Are Prayers. And we are always praying, because I don't know about you, but I'm pretty much thinking all the time. So what are we thinking? What are we placing our attention on? What are we excited about? And then pay attention and act on it. Take some small step with great love. I'm going to share another slide with you. Kyle's got up there. It's an ancient Celtic vow. I honor your gods. I drink at your well. I bring an undefended heart. I have no cherished outcomes. I will not negotiate by withholding. I am not subject to disappointment. Challenging. What would our world look like, even our own little worlds, be like if this is how we lived? Honoring all paths. What does I drink at your well means I trust you. If you give me a glass of water, I'm going to drink it because I know that you're not harming, your intention is not to harm me. I bring an undefended heart, open-hearted. I have no cherished outcomes. That's a great thing to strive for. I know it's not, I seldom do that. I usually, when I put something forward, I usually have an idea about what I'd like to see happen with it. But I can step back, bring no cherished outcomes, nothing that I'm not willing to give up, right? And I'm going to participate. I'm not going to step back. I'm going to not withhold. And I'm not subject to disappointment. Think about negotiating, about even negotiating where you and your friend want to go out for lunch or something like that. I'm living this one really well. I'm not subject to disappointment. It's like, I'm okay. We'll do this together. So it's time to dismantle our barriers and open ourselves up to all of the divine potential that we have within us. We haven't even touched the surface, I don't think, of what we're capable of as divine beings. 50 years ago, yesterday, the world heard for the first time the Beatles' song, Imagine. So I'm going to end with this line. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.